Hi, I'm Graham. Welcome back to Manvfilm, and today I'm going to be talking about the absolutely fantastic Candyman in this terrific release from Arrow Video Films. If you haven't picked up this limited edition set, do it. Do it now. The movie, if you haven't heard anything about it, is all about Virginia Madsen's character of Helen, a postgraduate in Chicago who is doing a study on urban legends. All kinds of familiar ones we've heard before, but she stumbled across the folklore tale of Candyman. This hook-wielding killer who, if you say his name 5 times into a mirror, he will come and destroy you. And that is primarily the basic structure of what happens in Candyman. But there is so much more going on in this fantastic movie. You've got so many things that just jump out at you straight away. The one thing I have to talk about, the one thing that has lasted an eternity with me with Candyman, is the Philip Glass score. I'm not a great person for picking up in scores or picking out fantastic ones, but I thoroughly believe that the Candyman score is one of the best scores I have ever heard. That little tune is haunting, fantastic, ill-fitting, yet somehow works tremendously well within the context of the movie. Another thing is the look of 2 of our main characters. We have Helen, who looks almost like a kind of version of Grace Kelly. She's that sort of stunningly short in the way she looks. And then we have Tony Todd, who is just a menacing, huge figure whenever he is on screen. Always kind of silent and stalkery and there and confident, and just a complete presence about this character. It's a movie that gets under your skin almost from the opening shot. You know, you see Helen saying Candyman into the mirror and you're like, stop it, just stop it, don't take it any further. You know, I'll be happy for the movie just to stop and you to go along your ways, but it doesn't go like that. But the things that last about this movie, the things that make this movie an absolute masterpiece on the horror landscape, is that it's about more than just somebody killing somebody. We have this person, say the Candyman for instance, who lives on reputation, who lives on the folklore, who lives on the stories that people tell. Because they are constantly talking about him, they keep him in reality. And when Helen starts going to this neighbourhood where it all took place, she starts to naysay the legend, start to point fingers that it's all lies, which forces Candyman to come to her. It forces him to take action because people are starting to believe her and not the sort of haunting tale of this man who was once wronged and is taking his bloody revenge. Again, it's so well organised, well shot, well set out. You get these fantastic sets. This Cabrini Green, where a lot of it's set, is terrific. It's a real place, and some of the sets they've constructed are just truly wonderful. The sort of desolate apartment where a woman has been murdered, with lots of slogans all over the place, you know, sweets for the sweet, things referring to the Candyman, a big mural of the Candyman in a hole where his mouth is, where people crawl out of. It's stunning to look at. It's icky, it's just grimy and dirty. It gets under your skin as Helen slowly becomes captivated and mesmerised by the Candyman. Like the score lulls you under this strange sort of hypnotic feel. It really starts to get under your skin as it's getting under Helen's, and you get these kind of spooky, ghostly, haunting images along with the blood and guts. You know, you get really big scenes filled with blood and gore and terror. This isn't your usual clean cut stab and done. When the Candyman takes out a doctor at one point, it's visceral, it's violent, it's energetic, it's tough. It's not an easy thing to do. The hook in the back and the yanking to break things and pull it up. It's bloody and just intense. It feels like it's not an easy thing to do. Tear a man in two, it's hard work, and you really get the effort that he's putting into the movie. It's just such a stunning film. I fell in love with it all over again. I hadn't seen it in years. And the 90s were a bad time for horror in general. You know, the kind of getting over the slasher craze. It wasn't really too sure what its next steps were going to be. We had so many false starts, of which the Candyman was one, because it's a movie that's just sticks with you. And you get this social commentary with the movie as well. You know, this isn't a suburban tale. You know, you get the kind of history of Chicago as well, where white people were kind of pushed out to these nice little suburbs, and the black people were put in these horrible tower blocks and kind of just forced together. And this is where Helen, who comes into this land and completely upsets the apple cart. You know, they're going along, they have this fear of Candyman, everything is perpetual and it's just going fine, and because she starts to upset everything, it forces this supernatural being back into this world. I want to go on about this for ages. It's just an utterly mesmerising, fantastic, captivating, extremely well done movie. It came out in '92. And I'd say it is one of the best horrors I've ever seen. Revisiting it again, it was so powerful, so captivating, just so interesting, so layered with various nuances going on. This is not your average stalk and kill movie. It's something so much more, and I love it for that. Yeah, Candyman is terrific. And just, you know, it's great that Arrow have put out the movie with a fantastic transfer, and it was pretty fantastic. You know, it's from a 4K scan and it looks tremendous. There's a second cut on it that's a high def transfer. It's not as good, but you know, you get the R-rated American cut in 4K, and you know, what more could you ask for? It's terrific. You get two commentaries on this disc as well. You get one with Tony Todd and Bernard Rose. You get the star and director talking about the movie, and you get a second commentary with Stephen Jones and Kim Newman, and this is the better of the two, as these two guys really get into the nitty-gritty of the effect of Candyman and its long-standing legacy in the horror community. You get Be My Victim, which is a 10-minute interview, a new one done with Tony Todd, talking about how he got the part, what he brought to it and what he thinks of it. You know, long story short, he loves it. It's one of these things that, you know, it's loomed large on his CV, and he's just grateful to have taken part in such a fantastic movie. It Was Always You, Helen, is a new 20-minute interview with Virginia Madsen, and again, she's just talking about how she ended up with the role. She wasn't supposed to be that character. Things transpired and she got it, and I think she's perfect in the movie. And again, she's got a lot of love for this film as well. The Writing on the Wall is a 5-minute interview with the production designer and the choices that they made on the set, which is fairly interesting. Forbidden Flesh, the makeup of Candyman, is a 10-minute extra just talking to, well, pretty much about the effects of Candyman. Self-explanatory. A Story to Tell, Clive Barker's The Forbidden, is an interview with a writer who basically talks about the differences between the story and the cinematic version and how they kind of compare next to each other, and it's pretty decent. It's about 20 minutes in length as well. You get Urban Legend, Unwrapping Candyman, a 20-minute deconstruction of the film featuring a few critics. There's also the theatrical trailer and 3 Bernard Rose short movies, which I've not checked out yet, and they're fairly short in length. I should really get to them pretty soon. The Cinema of Clive Barker, a 30-minute discussion with the man himself about not just Candyman, but other movies that he has been brought to the big screen as well, and it's a great addition. Again, it's also got a nice case about it. It's got a booklet inside the case. It has one of my favourite things. I'll just take it out. It's got a poster as well, but one of my favourite things here is this little booklet, which is like a reproduction of the storyboards, and it just touches on some really nice scenes, including one of the murder scenes I was talking about there. This is the kind of thing that Arrow do particularly well, and this is one of the things that you do for movies that need that extra bit of love. This should have had a great edition before now. Thankfully, I'm just glad to have this. It is, or it should be, in every single person's collection. You know, it's just a masterpiece of a movie. I love it. I'd love to know your opinion of it. Let me know in the comment box below, and I will see you next time on Man vs Film.